Hey everyone. So today I am reacting to Computer Chronicles. I think it was a TV show maybe it started in the late 80s and then, the 90s, maybe early 2000s. And all of their or most of their shows at least, are on YouTube and elsewhere. And, once in a while I like to go back in time and watch one of these shows. And, right there I was just kind of laughing because, you see the size of the monitors and everything. But you also have to realize back in 1993, those computers were pretty cool looking. And, you do, I'm 66 years old. So when you do look back at anything, it's sometimes, you laugh at it, but that's the way time changes, right? And my computer I have now, not that I know a little bit about computers, but not a lot. So right now I've got an Intel i5 10400 CPU with a 2.90 gigahertz and 32 gigs of RAM, 64-bit. And these computers, I don't think are going to be quite as fast as my computer. So here we go.
Suppose your heart is set on a new Macintosh computer. That choice can be confusing too. Here to help us out on the Mac side are Rick Myslewski, Executive Editor with Mac User Magazine, and also over there, Galen Grumman, who is Senior Associate
That guy looks like Bill Gates' brother.
Editor with Mac World Magazine. Rick, let's start with you. We've got 6 Macintosh computers here. The good news is the prices keep on coming down. The bad news is they keep on changing the names of the models, so we don't know what Mac is doing what. So kind of quickly run us through the whole Macintosh line here.
First of all, I want to say that you'd never see a lineup like this in a computer store again.
You won't.
Because Apple has decided to break its line into 4 different groups. It has the education line, the home line, the business line, and the mobile line. We have representatives of each here. There's a Performa here from the home line, an LC3 from the education line. Over here we have some Centruses, now Quadras, you're right, they are changing the names, from the business line, as well as a Quadra also from the business line, and a PowerBook from the mobile line.
All right, let's take these one at a time. This is the low end here, the Performa now, right? Now, first of all, what's the price range here, and what's the
This is going to be scary, from what I remember.
right end user here for this machine?
The right end user is someone who's buying their first computer or bringing a computer home and doesn't want to worry about it at all. A Performa, you take it out of the box, there's a large set of instructions, you plug it in, the software is already installed, the modem software is all installed, plug it into your phone line, plug it into your keyboard, and you're off and running.
Computer for a dummy, turn it on, you don't have to know anything.
Not a thing.
And about how much would the Performa cost?
This is the high end of the Performa line, so this one's around $1,800.
CD-ROM.
$1,800. And to think that was 1993. I mean, $1,800 is a lot right now, but imagine back then.
Drive, it's got all the
CD-ROM, dual-speed CD-ROM. It has a microphone built in, as you see. It's around $1,800. You can get Performas way down there below $1,000.
Good home computer.
Excellent
and a
home
Macintosh.
computer.
All right, let's go to the LC3.
This is an interesting Mac here. The LC3 was once the most popular Mac involved, and it's an excellent business machine. Now it's transitioning into the education line. So it's sold only in university and school groups. However, if you ever find one used and you really want a good machine for yourself, pick up an LC3.
I'd write that down if I were you, if you're looking for a good computer.
All right, when you say education, if I want to get one for my kid to use in school, is this a good machine then?
Excellent if they're in a university. If they're a child at home, you might want to look into a Performa.
Still a Performa. Okay, so these are the 2 lower end ones. Let's go over to the 2 Centras or now Quadras machines over there and tell us why I'd want those.
These are the standard run-of-the-mill Buicks or Chevys, shall we say, the business
This
line.
is your business computer.
This is your business computer. Unlike most machines that are in the Windows or DOS market, these have everything you need already on the motherboard, so your expansion is not really a problem.
So the networking's already inside.
Networking's in there, sound is in there, the video is already in there, you're set.
So you don't have to worry about a lot of slots.
You plug in, you go.
Okay.
The 610 has 1 slot, a 7-inch NUBUS slot, so it's slightly limited in the amount of cards it can take. The 650 over there has 3 NUBUS slots, so you can do quite a bit of expansion.
And slightly faster processor?
Slightly faster processor.
All right, and how about the biggie over here? We've got this big Quadra 840, and why would you want that one?
This is the 840 AV. Besides being the most powerful one currently, it's also the most versatile. in that
I think my computer's more powerful. Just saying.
we have, as you can see, a microphone on top of the monitor.
A microphone on top of the monitor. I've got my Blue Yeti here. I don't know if you can see it here. Which is excellent, by the way. And then I love the speakers connected right to the monitor for the best sound.
And speakers at the bottom of the monitor. This is a true multimedia machine in that it'll understand what you're saying, perform your commands, read things back to you. You can hook your phone up. Upcoming software is going to allow you to use this as an answering machine. You have a CD-ROM built in. You have lots of processor space. You have lots of RAM space. It's a machine for quite a few years.
Top of the end, how much money for this quadrant?
Top of the end, if you want a list price, around $4,000, but of
Okay.
course.
$4,000. Wow.
Of course, you can go below that.
All right, lastly, a couple seconds left. Let's talk about the good old PowerBook here, and everybody's running around with these. What
Laptop.
PowerBook is this one?
This particular one is a 270C, which is your active matrix 32,000 color.
Look at that. You get 32,768 colors. You don't need all of those colors. And it weighs less than 5 pounds.
Duo machine. It's called a Duo because it has two lives, both a mobile machine and also in a Duo dock. Plug it in, it's your desktop machine with a full-scale monitor.
Top of the line PowerBook.
Top of the
and
line.
for about how much money?
Which we're saying these go out for about $3,000 now, fully equipped.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much. I want to go over here and join Galen. Galen, the question I have for you is, as we heard before in the PC segment, what kind of hardware you want or need really depends on what kind of software you're going to run. And give us some examples of the kind of applications that people should be thinking about, particularly in the business end, the machines you have here.
For the business end, there's several programs everyone uses, and Microsoft Word is one, Microsoft Excel is another, Quark Express and PageMaker sort of are
So presentations,
competitors.
desktop publishing, database, word processor,
You've got
spreadsheet,
it.
the usual. All right, go through one at a time and show us what the demands on the hardware are of these applications.
Okay, I'll start with Microsoft Word, the standard word processing program.
I used to use Microsoft Word and Compose. It was Netscape Composer. You know, when years ago I would make my own websites.
You have graphics in your word processing, you have fonts in your word processing. It's not just like a typewriter.
So an important point is, even though this is a word processor, it's not a text thing. You've got a lot of graphics to process, still going to
That's
chew
right.
up a lot of power.
That's right. This fact sheet is a good example of that.
Sure.
Spreadsheets is another very popular application. Here's
Go ahead a
Microsoft
bit
Excel.
here.
Database. Doesn't mean I need this much power, does
That's
it?
right. And you can get things like Right Now, which is a very
The NB8266.
Ooh.
It features a 486DX2 microprocessor, 200 megabyte fast hard disk,
200 megabyte.
and PCMCIA expansion slot. The new Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia will be the first electronic encyclopedia to feature full screen, full motion.
Yeah, that was me finding more. Sorry for laughing. You should see pictures of me back in the 90s. Oh, let's look at this one here.
With us in the studio now is Keith Comer, PC Product Manager with Toshiba. Next to Keith, Kevin Menken, Director of Product Development with Zenith. Gary?
Kevin, just in my own personal experience,
Sorry, this is 1989, so this was even earlier.
I was one of the early adopters of laptops years ago, and I didn't buy another one until recently because there were a lot of problems in between. What is it that's happened over the last year to really make laptops
I think it's
more
really
usable?
been over the last 2 or 3 years. The progression of the screens has gotten very, very strong, so that it's equal to the monitor that you can put on your desk. Plus, as far as laptops go, battery life outpaced AC onlys in 1987, and so running for 3 hours, 4 hours, or something like that is something that's an acceptable level for people, and that transition for the technology has been very important also.
Yeah, Keith, what's your reading on that?
Well,
What's
we have
happened
two
last
different
year?
kinds of portables. We still sell the battery-powered units, like people that need to compute on the go need, and then we also have the AC-powered units that people use that need to be able to compute with power where they end up. You know, in the office is powerful. You get to a hotel, you have AC there. You go to a meeting, it goes all the way up to F12. On the back here, you've got all your standard ports. There's external video for an EG monitor, 2 serial ports, parallel
I'm wondering how much that cost.
external floppy in case you need to convert. It's also got a space here for a modem which would be this kind of modem here. And then on the side, there's a little door that opens, and we have one of our Toshiba slots, and that'll take this other kind of modem here. We've also got a
what is that card,
Ethernet
please?
board now. This is Ethernet. It's got both the thin and the thick cable Ethernet. We also have an expansion chassis card that goes into that slot. So we offer expandability for those that need it, and then, of course, all the standard
Now, in the
parts, too.
expansion chassis, what does that go to? It goes to another box that you set
There's
alongside
another box
your
that holds 5 IBM-style cards.
Okay, and
So-
those are all available now?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's the battery story on this one?
This one actually comes with 2 batteries. They're up here in the front. They just snap out like this.
And how much life on a battery?
It's hard to say. There's a bunch of battery-saving features. The hard drive spins itself down. The backlight spins down. The processor can go into a coma if you're not using it.
But if I walk on the plane with those 2 batteries, how far do I go?
He doesn't really want to say.
You can get up to 5 hours.
5 hours.
It just depends on if you let the battery-saving features save you those batteries.
Kevin, let's turn to your Zenith Turbo Sport there, I guess. Tell us about what the unique features are of that machine.
Well, this one we look at as a complete desktop replacement in the 386 marketplace, and
We're talking 386 here, that was a 286 Keith's machine, okay?
And with the extension that, in addition to the desktop features like removable keyboard and all the ports and full complement of memory, we have a tremendously viewable fluorescent screen here. But the key here is that we
It's very viewable.
strongly believe that the battery life issue is a key issue to the laptop, and this one actually runs at 3 hours. We tend not to quote ranges. We try to quote that conservative test, and really AC driven though.
Back here, this panel comes
Across the screen.
Okay, we have a little bit of time left, Keith, and I want you to tell us a little bit about the 5200. That's your highest end machine, isn't it?
Right, 5200 is our 20 megahertz 386. It comes with either a 100 megabyte hard drive or a 40. This is a VGA compatible 16 grayscale gas plasma display. This display does come off, so you can set a monitor above it and be sleek on your desktop. It's a 101 compatible keyboard. Comes with 2 megabytes. It's now expandable up to 14 megabytes using the new 4 megabit RAM chips that we just announced. It's also replaces a desktop in that it's got
That looks like it weighs probably like a good, I don't know, 20 pounds or more.
2 slots back here. This panel comes off. There's a full-length 16-bit slot and a half-length 8-bit
I don't know about you, but he sold me.
slot. Or this bottom space can be occupied by one of our Toshiba cards like the Ethernet or this modem that's in here now.
Now, this is an AC only machine.
This is AC only.
Okay.
Real quick, what's the prices here on these 3 machines we've seen, Keith?
This one's list price at $49.99. This one goes for $95 or 11 grand.
$11,000. Wow. That's nothing to laugh at.
Okay.
Depending on the drive.
Kevin?
$79.99 without modem, 2 megabytes, 40 megabyte hard disk, and $84.99 with a.
Gentlemen, thank you. We're going to be talking more about laptops.
So that's it. I just find it, maybe not everybody's going to be interested in this, but for those of you that are, I highly recommend the Computer Chronicles. Like I said, I think they have their own YouTube channel, and there's all kinds of different shows from the 80s and the 90s, and I think the early 2000s. So yeah, thank you. Please remember to like the video and leave a comment below, and please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.